So in this lesson, I'm going to address what are the graphical summaries of qualitative data. So we know qualitative data means non-numerical, right? So what you observe are not numbers. You observe some non-numerical phrases, labels, categories. So how do we summarize such data set? So like we've learned in levels of measurements in data, qualitative data often falls under nominal category, the most primitive category. So we don't have many methods available. So there are three that we are going to discuss in this lesson. First one is frequency table. We're going to summarize the qualitative data set into a table, and then using that table, using the frequency table, we can build two charts. One is called pie chart and the other one is called bar chart. So I'm going to use an example and go through these three methods. So let's look at a qualitative data set. Okay, so let's say that we want to figure out the favorite color or color preference of 15 people. So we have a sample. Sample of color preference of 15 people. Okay, so to make it simple, let's say that whenever we observe the color preference, we provide three different colors. So let's say that we ask these 15 people to pick a color from these three. So yellow, Y for yellow, and R for red, and B for blue. Okay, so we are going to ask these 15 people, okay, these are the three color choices you have. Which one would you like the most? So then everybody's going to respond with one of these three color choices. So your data set is going to look something like this. Okay, so these are the responses of the first 5 people, and then the next 5. Go, and then the last 5. Here you go. So we have 15 data in our data set, and they are non-numeric. It's a qualitative data set. Okay, so how do I put this into a table? So first method, frequency table. It's a very simple idea, similar to frequency distribution. You have 2 columns. First column is to classify all the distinct categories, or you can call the classes, or you can call the colors, color preferences. And then the second column is to count how many, so frequency. Okay, so you need to identify distinct colors in the first column. So we have 3 distinct colors: yellow, blue, and red. Okay, and then very easy, you just count, right, in your data set how many of them has mentioned the color yellow. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the frequency is 5. And then blue, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then red, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so you can double check whether you didn't miss anything by just adding the frequencies. It should add up to the total number of people. Okay, here you go, very easy, right? So this is your frequency table. And when you have frequencies, sometimes it's difficult in terms of the comparison. So we can convert these into relative frequencies. So relative frequencies. Frequency means you just divide each individual frequency by the total. So you can do 5 over 50 and then 4 over 15 and then 6 over 15. So these are the relative frequencies. Just gonna quickly pull up the calculator. So this one is 5 over 15. 0.33 and then 4 over 15, 0.266, 6, 15.4. So this is 0.4, 0.267, 0.33. Okay, so these are the relative frequencies, and you can further convert them into percentages if you want, because people often talk about percentages, right? So if you convert the relative frequency into percentage, you just multiply each decimal by 100. So 33%, 26.7%, 40%. Okay, so now you can easily make the comparison from the percentages. You can see 40% of the people in this sample prefer color red, 33% prefer the color yellow, 26.7% prefer the color blue. Okay, so now you can see this is summarized. So if you compare your raw data set to your table, so by looking at the raw data set, it's hard for you to make those conclusions, right? We cannot really say anything by directly looking at the raw data set. So by raw data set, I mean this. So these are your raw data. Okay, so it's hard to make any hard to see any patterns, hard to identify the highest or the lowest, whichever that you're looking for. It's very hard to do it by just looking at the raw data. So once you summarize it, then things are pretty easy. So this is the highest percentage. So most of the people tend to pick red. That's the idea, right? Least of the people tend to pick blue. Okay, so some summaries that you can build around your data. Okay, so using the frequency table, you can talk about pie chart and the bar chart, because both pie chart and bar chart are built using the frequency table. So I'm just going to recreate the frequency table, color and frequency. Sorry, I'm going to use the percentages. So because in practice people often use percentages. And so red, sorry, yellow, blue, red, 33%, 26.7%, and 40%. Okay, so the idea of pie chart is very simple. You just draw a pie, and my drawings are awful. Just assume that this is a nice circle, and you just slice it based on the percentages, right? So the highest portion is for red. Okay, 40%. And then we have 33% and 26.7%. So I'm just going to say this is blue, 26.7%, and then yellow here. Okay, this one is 33%. So very simple. So you can use Excel, just regular Excel, if you want to draw a nice pie chart, and I will show you that in a minute after we talk about the other one. So number 3, bar chart. So again, you're using the same frequency table to create the bar chart. So instead of a pie chart, you can have it in XY coordinates. So the x-axis is going to be the colors, and the y-axis can be the percentage, it can be the relative frequencies, or it can be the frequencies, whichever you prefer. So we are just going to place the 3 distinguished colors on the x-axis: red, blue, yellow, and then we are going to place a vertical bar of the height of this each percentage. So 40% of red, and then blue is 26%, so I'm not sure if this is, so when you draw this in Excel, trust me, it's going to be much nice and neat than my drawing. 26.7, and then the other one is 33. Okay, so my drawing is awful, apologies about that, but this is the idea of a bar chart. So pretty neat, pretty straightforward methods of summarizing a qualitative data set. So let's quickly get this done in Excel. So you need to you can just type your frequency table in this Excel sheet. So let's say colors, and then the percentage. Okay. So yellow, blue, red, 33, 26.7, and then 40%. Actually, if you want to be very precise, because this has to add up to 100%, right? If you want to be very precise about that, you can say 33.3%. So then the summation is 100% exactly. Okay, and you select these 2 columns and you go to insert, and under charts you can select pie chart. There you go, this is the pie chart, you see, and then select again, insert, and I believe it's this one, column or bar chart. Yeah, this one. Click on the very first one. Here you go, you have the bar chart. Okay, very straightforward idea. So you can add all those different formattings, you know, give it a try, adding 3D effects. All those are just Excel stuff. And mainly I just wanted to show you how you are going to create it using Excel. So yeah, so this is a very brief lesson which talks about those three main methods of summarizing a qualitative data set.